Okay, the next option is going to be widgets. Now, widgets are tools that you can place in certain areas of your website. There's three sections that I'm going to cover in this video, and then I'm going to come back and I'm going to talk about the other three. These are the primary sidebar, before the header, and the footer. And I'm just going to show you what happens when you click on primary sidebar. Primary sidebar, as you can see as it's labeled here, is going to be this area over here. And now in a later video I'm going to show you how you can move this to the left. You can move this in different areas, but for this video I'm just going to show you it right in this right column as it is here. So if I click add widget, it's going to bring up a series of options. Now I'm just going to go through these pretty quickly so you can get an idea of how they work. It's going to take some time to build up enough content for these to even make sense, but if you click archives, what that's going to do is it's going to bring up a list of months where you've posted blogs. So like I said, I've created a series of posts and I've posted them at different times so you can see different months. So what this is going to do is create a navigation for the user to browse your blog based on months. So for instance, if someone came and wanted to see all the posts that you created in November 2016, they could easily click here, and then that's going to bring up all the recipes you created for that month. Now, I don't necessarily like this option. I don't think it's necessary because I don't think people browse a website based on date, but just so you can get a feeling for all the different options you have. Again, we'll click on, and I'm sorry, I just want to show you what I did there. If I add it, I added this archive area over here. If you don't want it and you want to remove it, there's just a quick button here that's delete. So click delete and it'll be gone. And that goes for every widget as you go through these. So we're going to add widget. Now calendar is a similar thing, but that's going to break it down into days. So as you can see, you can scroll through calendar months, and every calendar month, see this changes over here. This is now January, but then I can also go to just a day of that month. I'm going to remove that. Let's take a look at some of these other ones. Categories, that might be useful for you if you wanted to a list of all your categories. Like Jason talked about, you can break your blogs up into different categories. You can have those listed here. You can change how they're displayed over here. You can display them as drop down. You can show how many are in each category. You can see there's 5 in each category. And you can display the hierarchy like that. And let's just, what we're going to do is we're just going to keep it as it was in a list. And just so you know, you can also change the title. So by default, it'll just put the name of the widget or the title of the widget here, but you can also say recipe categories or however you want to label that. You see, and then that updates in real time. Now remember, if you get to a point where you're happy, make sure you hit save and publish. I'll do that every couple times just to make sure we don't lose anything. We're going to leave that there. We're going to add another widget. Let's see, custom menu. Custom menus are basically something that you can create, just like you created your above menu. So if let's just for instance, we have one menu in here, which is the top menu, which is what you created with Jason in the first lesson. And you can see that same menu shows up here. So you would use that, say you wanted to display certain sections of your site on the sidebar that aren't listed on the top. I'm going to delete that for now. Let's go through these again. These Foodie Pro featured posts, I'm going to go over that with you in a later video. I'm going to just breeze by these for right now. These 3 widgets, I'm going to just go over those and I'll come back to them in a later video. Meta is an area that you can add to your sidebar that allows you to have certain base links for your WordPress platform. So log in, log out. You don't really need these displayed on the site. You know, you have a certain address that you can go to log into your back end. You don't need to display this on your site. Then we have pages. That's going to display just a list of the regular pages, and as Jason also discussed with you, the difference between posts and pages. You know, your posts are your recipes, and your other pages like your About Us and your Contact are the pages that you create that are more static than the posts. Next one is recent comments, and this is another thing that it's going to take some time to accumulate some comments on your posts. But if someone were to leave a comment on a blog, those would be listed out here so people can see how other people are interacting with your recipes. Okay, we're going to add another one. Let's see. Recent posts. I'm just going to go by these really quickly. I'm not going to go into too much detail. Recent posts, that's going to give you some options to list out your most recent posts in your sidebar. RSS feed, you don't have to worry about that. That's a way to feed other websites and things like that. Search field, that might be something useful, so I'm going to bring that up, and you'll see that, you know, you can search the website. So if someone searched breakfast, or, you know, once you get recipes that have other words in them, you'll see that they search breakfast and they'll get all the breakfast recipes. We'll leave that in there for now. Let's see. Sidebar mail munch form. We're going to talk about that in a later video or later lesson when we talk about email marketing, so don't worry about that right now. Social icons. You can see that that brings up. And in the next lesson, we're going to talk about setting up your social profile. So then we'll come back in here and we'll show you how to add these to the sidebar as well. But this is pretty self-explanatory, how you go through and you add your social links to this area. But again, we'll cover that after we discuss setting up the social platforms. Tag cloud. Jason talked about this while he was laying out the post for you guys. You're not going to need to know about tags. Don't worry about it. Leave that alone. Text is a decent option to have if you wanted to write a little blurb about yourself. Noun, baker, you know, something like that. Let me fix that. Some kind of copy like that that you can add to the sidebar of the site. Just plain text, whatever you like, and that's how that's done. Now, just so you're aware, there are the three different areas where you can do these. You can add these options to. I'm just going to show you where they appear right now. So before header, I'm just going to add one widget so you can see. I'm going to put the search bar there so you can see where that shows up. You can see that the search bar goes above the logo like that. I'll show you where the footer goes. I'm going to scroll down, and you can see that there's a footer search there like that. So those are the three main areas where you can add widgets throughout your website. We're going to talk also later on in different in other lessons about adding ads to your website, and that's when we can begin to monetize things on your site. So you'll have an area maybe on the top that displays an ad, a side bar, and other places within the site that you can add ads to. Okay, the next video I'm going to talk about the layout of your home page and how that gets formatted. So I'll see you on the next video.